We have different names for different values of elasticity. If the elasticity of demand is between 0 and 1, we say that the demand is inelastic. If the elasticity is greater than 1, we say that demand is elastic. If it is exactly equal to 1, we say that it is unit elastic. Since we often deal with linear demand curves, we will spend a little time discussing price elasticity of demand related to these. Note that with a linear demand curve, the slope remains the same everywhere, but the ratio of quantity to price changes. So as usual, I'll draw a linear demand curve. So this is your x-axis and this is your y-axis. I'll put quantity on the horizontal axis and price on the vertical axis, and let's draw a demand curve like this. Suppose this point is the midpoint of the demand curve. Then what we can show is that at this point the elasticity of demand is equal to infinity. Why is that? Remember the formula for the elasticity of demand? It is given as ED is equal to change in quantity divided by change in price into price divided by quantity. Now this part is the slope, and the slope remains the same for a straight line, but the P by Q ratio changes. At this particular point in time, we have the slope multiplied by the price, which is this much, and the quantity divided by the quantity, which is 0. So if you divide anything by 0, you are going to get infinity. So therefore, this is equal to infinity at this point. As you come down this demand curve, that is, as you reduce prices and increase quantity, the elasticity of demand will be greater than 1. It will be elastic. At exactly the midpoint, you will find that the elasticity of demand is equal to 1. You can show this with some very simple algebra. I leave you to do it by yourselves. Then beyond this, the elasticity of demand will be less than 1. And finally, again, at this point, the slope will be the same, but now price will be 0. So elasticity of demand will be equal to 0.